Hey, let's talk straight. Imagine for a second that you're lying on your deathbed. Not to get dark here, but really picture it. You're 85, maybe 90 years old, wrinkled hands, weak voice, and you're just staring at the ceiling, thinking back on your life. Now, here's the question that hits. Would you be smiling because you lived it fully? Or would you have that heavy rock in your chest, whispering to yourself, damn, I wasted it? That's the nightmare, isn't it? Not dying, but realizing you never really lived. See, life isn't long. It feels like it is, but it's not. You don't have forever. The average human gets about 4,000 weeks. That's it. Not 400,000, just 4,000. And many of us are out here scrolling away half of them on TikTok, Netflix, gossip, procrastination, fear. I'm not here to guilt trip you. I'm here to wake you up. Because you've got one ticket, one shot, one tiny speck of time on this spinning rock. And the biggest tragedy in the world is not death, it's dying without ever having lived. So yeah, today's talk is called Don't Waste Your Life. And if you really listen, not just hear, but listen, it might just flip a switch inside you. Let me tell you about a guy I once knew. Let's call him Alex. Alex was the type of person who always said, I'll do it later. He had big dreams, wanted to start his own business, wanted to travel, wanted to write a book. He was smart, funny, full of potential, but he was always waiting for the right time. I'll do it when I save more money. I'll do it when things calm down. I'll do it after this season is over. Guess what? The right time never came. One day I heard Alex had passed away. Not super old. Unexpected. And it hit me like a punch in the chest. This dude never did half the things he talked about. His dreams were buried with him. That's when I realized, most people don't die old. They die waiting. Waiting for permission. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for the stars to align. And in the meantime, life quietly slips through their fingers like sand. And here's the thing. You and I aren't any different from Alex unless we wake up. When I say don't waste your life, I'm not saying you should hustle 24/7, grind till your eyes bleed, or become some billionaire. No, that's not the point. Wasting your life means living on autopilot instead of making conscious choices, doing things you hate because you're too afraid to do what you love, surrounding yourself with negativity and calling it normal, letting fear make your decisions instead of courage, scrolling past your own dreams while watching other people live theirs online. It's not about money, fame, or status. It's about aliveness. Think about it. There are millionaires who are dead inside, and broke people who wake up every day grinning like they won the lottery. The real waste isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you feel, how much you live. Sometimes life smacks you with a wake-up call. Maybe you've had one. For me, one came during a funeral. I watch people talk about the person who passed. You know what nobody mentioned? Their car, their bank balance, their follower count. What did they talk about? How the person made them laugh. The adventures they took together. The courage they showed when times got tough. The little moments that made life sweet. That's when it hit me. At the end, all that matters is who you became and how deeply you lived. And I thought, damn, am I wasting my life on nonsense? Complaining, scrolling, procrastinating, worrying about what people think? That's the thing. Sometimes the wake-up call is big, an illness, a death, a near-miss accident. Other times it's quieter, like that whisper inside you that says, this can't be all there is. Have you felt that? That tug? That ache? That feeling like you're meant for something more, but you keep ignoring it? That's your soul begging you. Don't waste this life. Okay, so let's get practical. How do you actually not waste your life? Here are a few hard truths and mindset shifts. 1. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. There will never be a perfect time. Life is always messy. Bills, work, stress, responsibilities. If you're waiting for the stars to align, you'll be waiting forever. Start messy. Start scared. Start small. Just start. 2. Choose experiences over excuses. In the end, you won't regret the risks you took. You'll regret the ones you didn't. That trip you didn't take. That person you didn't say, I love you to. That dream you didn't chase. Excuses feel safe now, but they turn into regrets later. 3. Audit your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or dragging you down? Because wasting your life often comes from hanging with people who waste theirs. Energy is contagious. Choose wisely. 4. Face fear head on. Fear never disappears. You just get braver. Wasting your life happens when fear drives the car. Don't kick fear out, but don't let it take the wheel either. Strap it in the back seat and say, "We're going anyway." 5. Live with urgency, not anxiety. There's a difference. Urgency means you value your time. Anxiety means you obsess over it. You don't need to panic, but you do need to move. 6. Define your own success. Maybe success for you isn't millions. Maybe it's being a present parent. Maybe it's creating art. Maybe it's traveling the world with just a backpack. The waste happens when you chase someone else's definition and ignore your own. Listen, one day your phone will ring, and it'll be the last call. One day you'll hug someone, and it'll be the last hug. One day you'll post something online, and it'll be the last post. We pretend like we have unlimited some days, but we don't. The scariest thing in the world isn't death. It's reaching the end of your life and realizing you were too scared, too distracted, too lazy, too insecure to actually live. Don't waste your life in comparison. Don't waste it in fear. Don't waste it chasing approval from people who don't even know themselves. Too many people think life is a dress rehearsal, as if one day they'll be given another chance to play the same role better. But the truth is the curtain falls only once, and when it does, there are no encores. We scroll through other people's highlights, living vicariously through filtered photos and viral videos, forgetting that our own lives are slipping away in the background, waiting for us to step up and write our own story. Every morning you wake up is not just another boring Monday or random Wednesday. It's literally life handing you another shot to shape your future, to make something matter, and to stop pretending you have forever. People say time is money, but that's a lie, because you can always earn more money, but you will never, not in a million years, be able to earn back one single second once it's gone. Imagine being at your own funeral and hearing the speeches about you. Would they say you were bold, alive, and passionate? Or would they say you were nice, quiet, and never really did much? Wasting your life doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just hitting snooze 10,000 times, staying comfortable, and letting small choices pile up until you realize you've coasted through decades. The tragedy is not that people dream too big and fail, but that they dream too small, never try, and succeed at living a life that didn't matter to them at all. Fear whispers in your ear every day, telling you to stay safe, stay quiet, stay average, but your soul is screaming louder, begging you to break free and actually live like you mean it. You've got people right now who would kill for the chances you're wasting. People in hospitals, in prisons, in graves. And yet here you are alive, scrolling, hesitating, doubting yourself when you could be moving. One of the saddest sentences in the English language is maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow is a promised life never signed with you, and one day you'll run out of tomorrows altogether. You weren't born just to pay bills, sit in traffic, and die. There's a pulse in you, a fire in you, a purpose in you that's begging to be expressed before time takes it away. People often ask what the meaning of life is, but the truth is life doesn't hand you meaning on a silver platter. You create it by what you chase, who you love, and how fully you show up. The clock doesn't care about your excuses, your fear, your laziness, or your procrastination. It keeps ticking whether you use it to build a masterpiece or waste it binge-watching strangers live theirs. You may think you have endless time with your parents, your friends, your loved ones, but every single meeting could secretly be the last one, and you'll never know until it's too late. Dreams don't die because they're impossible. They die because people bury them under comfort, distractions, and the lies they tell themselves about being too busy. You're not really afraid of failure. You're afraid of being judged by people who aren't even living courageously themselves. And when you think about it, that's the dumbest reason to waste a life. Regret is heavier than fear, and the weight of all the things you didn't do will crush you far harder than the weight of mistakes you made while actually trying. Wasting your life is not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like playing it safe, blending in, and never daring to stand out because you wanted to avoid being uncomfortable. Think of every great story you've ever loved. None of them were about a character who stayed in their comfort zone forever. So why do you think your story should be any different? The scariest thing isn't that life is short. It's that we realize it's short only after we've already wasted half of it. Too many people live like they're immortal, as if the years will stretch on endlessly. But life has a brutal way of reminding you that none of us make it out alive. You don't need to climb Everest or build an empire to live fully. Sometimes not wasting your life just means being present, loving deeply, laughing loudly, and daring to try when others play small. Every single choice you make is like a vote for the kind of life you're going to have. And if you keep voting for comfort, distraction, and fear, don't be surprised when the results are regret. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. And right now most people are trading that life away for routines that don't light them up inside. The worst phrase you'll ever whisper at the end of your life is, "What if? What if I had chased that dream, confessed that love, taken that leap, believed in myself?" You can hide behind excuses, but time will expose you, because no excuse has ever stopped the clock from moving forward. Most people live like they'll never die, and die like they never really lived, and if that doesn't terrify you into action, nothing will. Someday you'll be nothing more than a memory in someone else's mind. So ask yourself, will that memory inspire them, or will it be just another ordinary story forgotten in a week? The pain of discipline and courage lasts a short while, but the pain of regret can haunt you for a lifetime, whispering at you every single day that you wasted your chance. Life is asking you one simple question every single morning. Are you going to spend a day existing, or are you finally going to start living? Wake up, take the trip, write the book, say the words, start the project, love deeply, fail loudly, stand back up, try again, live so fully that death itself trembles to take you. So, here's my challenge to you. When you walk out of this room, or close this screen, don't just go back to autopilot. Don't just nod and say, "Nice speech." No, do something. One tiny thing today that your future self would thank you for. Because the truth is, life isn't about getting more time. It's about using the time you've already got. And if you can hear my voice right now, if your heart is beating right now, if you're still breathing, then you still have time. Don't waste it.